Peace, peaceful people. So, I'm back in my spot. It's my story spot. You know me. It's your nature, bro. How we do. So, yeah, I just wanted to speak about the diet. Once again, we're focusing on how we can make ourselves receptive to hearing that voice that speaks from the inner planes, right? Sometimes it's going to be an ancestor that comes to you. Sometimes it's going to be a Neteru. They exist. When you bolster that spirit in you, you attract that spirit without, and you awaken these things within you, right? So, but again, it's mind, body, and soul. So you have to attend to the various things that are going to help you get that result, right? And one of the major things, and this is going to upset a lot of people, some people are going to be at me about this, but I'm just speaking the truth. Your diet, right? Your diet is key, right? If you're filling yourself up with all kinds of sugars and, the various salts and seasonings, that's what that fasting is about. You've been eating seasoned food and, doing all you ingesting all kinds of stuff that's toxic, and it's clogging up your psychical nadis. This includes meat, right? I don't know too many folks who eat meat who are, people who have spiritual experiences. Sure, I'm sure there's a contradiction to that, because I don't know everything and I haven't met everybody. But by and large, when I hear people talking spiritually, not religiously, right, but people who are on some, some inner work type of, leanings about life, they are usually folks that have a vegetarian diet. Now, you can get into it. Like when you eat meat, it's going to sit in your system for some time. It's not going to, if we were supposed to eat meat, then we would have sharp fangs. We'd be able to bite into an animal without cooking it, right? But we have to cook it. We have to break out our seasonings and make that thing taste like a vegetable because we're naturally herbivores. And that's what we are. We have teeth. Our teeth, these things will beat up an apple or a celery stick. You know what I mean? These things ain't messing with no raw meat, right? Things are natural. There wasn't no stoves back in the days when, there was only the Creator God who stepped on the planet, right? He made you vegetarian by nature, right? That's why you have this long digestive tract, This is not something that meat will travel through in, half hour, right? You're supposed to be able to eliminate what you eat in a half hour. Eat some food, half hour or so, you go into the bathroom. Really 15 minutes or so, you go into the bathroom if everything is working right in there. But that's just not the case when we eat meat. We slow down our digestive system, right? If we were supposed to be able to eat meat, then we would have a short course digestive tract like these predators, animals out here that do. Right? But we don't. We have this 26 feet, coil of intestines, that are used to break down and assimilate vegetables and, good stuff from the earth, right? Brother would be remiss if I did not mention two things, two very important things about this whole thing. So, one is the state of the emotions, right? We underestimate how much the things we put in our body affects our emotional output, right? And, blood is it's a psychic medium, right? This is why our rituals are done in blood, with blood, etc. But what happens when you're eating meat, unbeknownst to you, even though you clean it, there's traces of blood that are left in that flesh that you're eating. And that blood is carrying the
emotional, feelings, the things that was happening to that cow or that chicken or whatever it may have been that got sacrificed so that you could eat it, right? They're carrying the emotional baggage of basically death row, right? What's going to happen to them in a minute after their friend goes and, their friend, their brother, their mother, or whoever it was that went before them. They sitting there shook, knowing what's about to happen to them, and they're afraid. So lots of you people who are very fearful, you're not looking at the whole, right? Because we are what we eat. When you ingest that blood, you're going to play a tape recorder on your emotional processes that is going to play out what was going on in that creature's whose blood you're ingesting, right? So that's one thing. Also, putrefaction, right? Again, that digestive tract is long. It takes a long time to get some meat through there. That's why you get all tired and, you get the itis or whatever they call it, right? But anyway, so that, there's no refrigerators inside of you, right? So, it's said that meat will take about 30 days to get fully through you. So what happens after the first day that chewed up meat is somewhere floating in your system? It's going through your processes and it is putrefying, and, it comes up in you as negative emotionalism, anxiety, uptightness, irritability, various things that is going to play on your peace. So, definitely I'll be remiss if I missed that one.
So when you're going against that natural process, it's harder to go into a trance state to receive something on the inner planes from your ancestors, from, the Neteru. This is just the facts, and I'm sorry, I ain't trying to beat up on nobody. I ain't trying to get nobody mad at me. I'm just telling the truth, and I know from personal experience, I used to be a meat eater, right? I used to be a big-time meat eater. They used to call me cheesesteak. So, right? I used to eat meat. And I just noticed the type of a person that I am now these days is a lot different from the type of dude I was when I was eating meat. Also, like I said, once I got the meat, got the cheese up out of my body, my mind was able to do different things, things that I couldn't do then, right? Then I started having ancestors come to me, right? That had never happened before. I was able to now go into trance and put my mind on the inner plane, right? So, there's a difference. Anybody who is a, real vegetarian, not somebody doing it by a fad, right? But, the real vegetarians, they know the difference in themselves, how they feel, and what they can do spiritually. The difference of when they were a meat eater and when they became a vegetarian. Or vegan now they call it. I've been vegetarian so long, there was no such thing as vegan back when I first became, I stopped eating meat, I should say, right? We was vegetarians, that's what we They say vegan now because they want to change it. So you got people who really cheating who want to be vegetarian, or, so they call us, they say, okay, since y'all don't eat nothing, right, y'all are vegan, but, I want to have a little bit of cheese, I want to eat a little fish every now and again, we're going to say that we're vegetarian and you guys are vegan. That's, it's all goofy. There was no such thing as vegan back in the day. It was vegetarian. But anyway, not to get off point, get off the meat. To be blunt, if I'm on my most blunt, I'm saying get off the meat to help you receive that voice of God. Go back to your natural state. You don't feed a newborn baby chopped up, chewed up meat. You wait, right, before you introduce this new thing into their system. You wait, you give that baby, 6 months, a year, or, whatever it is. You're not going to do that to a newborn. Why? Because it's not his natural thing. Right? So think about that in terms of, you know, getting back to Neteru, right? You get back to nature to hear the voice of God, right? You do the things that are naturally what you do to get back that voice of God, all right? I'm gonna leave that there. Peace.